Welcome to Comic Showcase. Today I'm going to review one of my favorite comics of all time. It's seriously a lot of fun, and I think everyone will get a kick out of it.
Hey!
That said, let's dig into the first Marvel comic.
Hey, you!
Who are you? Right. And why are you wearing a huge sombrero?
What? This is my Friday Fiesta hat, but I can take it off if you want.
Next question. What are you doing in my show?
Oh, nothing. I just felt like annoying someone and I magically jumped into your show with my magical Mexican powers. Anyways, what are you doing?
I'm reviewing a comic. It's kind of what I do.
Yeah, I can see that. I also noticed that you're not exactly being angry at that comic. What's the deal with that? I thought you were a reviewer.
Well, you see, Renegado, I'm not really an angry reviewer. I review good comics.
And the bad ones?
Well...
Oh, come on. Why don't you at least put one bad comic under your belt?
I don't know.
It will do you some good to let your anger out, you know? Here, I'll help you with all the kindness of my heart. I'll send you a bad comic to review. It's called Bat-Hombre. It's about the Latin American Batman, and it has enough racial stereotypes to make Michael Bay blush.
I already don't like where this is going.
Save it for the review, amigo. I'll see you after that. Adios.
Yeah. Adios. Batman. Could somebody tell me what kind of a world we live in, where a man dressed up as a bat has a twirly mustache? This comic needs an enema. What can I say about Batman before I dive into this comic? Well, he's one of the world's first superheroes, and ever since his debut in the Golden Age, Batman has been everywhere from comics to campy television shows, video games, movies, and more. Growing up, there was no kid who didn't know who Batman was, myself included. He is that famous, and has been for decades. Granted, some portrayals of Batman have been met with mixed results. Didn't you, Schumacher? While the Dark Knight's tales have been grim and gritty for the most part, sometimes writers tended to create silly stories. Most of these took place in the Silver Age of comics, when the TV show was running. This brings us to today's comic, Batman 56, and surprisingly this comic doesn't take place in the Silver Age. Nope, this comic was published December in 1949, and the story we're covering is the main tale of the book. I guess if they were trying to grab the reader's attention with the silly cover, they got it. But can we really judge a book by its cover? Let's take a look at the cover. We see Batman riding a horse with Robin next to him, and... wait a minute. South American Batman has a sash? That's how we're supposed to differentiate between the two characters? That's like cloning Spider-Man and giving the clone an I am the clone shirt. Let's just get this over with. Judging by the women on the cover's attire, they seem to have crashed into a medieval times restaurant, and beside the alarming scene we see the tagline, "In this issue, the dynamic duo in a swashbuckling South American adventure." This cover is decent, I'll give it that. It's kinda got this like morbid curiosity thing going on here. Bat-Hombre opens with a splash page where we see a sash-wearing hero is riding a horse in a leather bat suit? What? Why does he need a disguise? Is he a famous horse? Oh, I get it. He's too embarrassed to show his face while he's hanging out with this goofy-looking rider. He doesn't want his little pony friends to know who he is. I got it. It seems that the Bat-Hombre is fighting some guy with a parrot while a pink narration box explains the story. Saludos, amigos. Who is the Bat-Hombre who lashes out with courage and daring equaled by his namesake, Batman? And what are Batman and Robin doing in the land of Gaucho and the wildest bandits in the world? For high adventure, come with us then. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Hey, wait, hang on. What's that in the corner? The creator of Batman, Bob Kane, had his hand in creating this comic. I guess the early days of Batman meant really silly stories. The story opens with the president of a tiny South American country called Mantegua paying a visit to Gotham City as Batman and Robin look on. The president, named Cameron, waves at the crowd and remarks at how wonderful the Americans are in the crowd. He's happy that he made the trip, and he hopes that he can make another one soon. President of a small South American country, huh? I see a military coup in your future. Ah, looks like I was right. Batman and Robin spot two thugs running up to the motorcade and deliver this incredible line. Die like a dog, Cameron. I, Felipe, assassinate you. We will not die like dogs. We will fight like lions. El Presidente was saved, and later thanks to dynamic duo. Meanwhile, Robin looks like he has the worst wedgie ever. Cameron explains that there's a situation in his country, and despite its obvious postcard-esque backdrops, there are problems with lawlessness and banditos running around causing all sorts of problems. The leader of the infamous group of banditos is El Papagayo, aka La Parrot. Batman at this point should be thinking, Christ, not another bird-related villain. I miss Danny DeVito. The president explains that this man is a dangerous hombre, since he can be friendly one minute and kill you the next. After all, his gun turns people into puffs of smoke. To be honest, the parrot saying, kill him, is more threatening. Besides, he looks more like a pirate from the Monkey Island games than anything. Wait, let me see the names here. Toto, Pancho. What? No Paco or Miguel? Nice stereotypical Spanish names, comic. Hang on, this next part is good. Seeing you, Batman, has revived an old dream of mine. A dream that you would come down to my country and train someone to imitate you. A Bat-Hombre, who would rid us of El Papagayo for all time. Mr. President, Batman Incorporated won't be in place until sometime in the next century. Can't wait. Apparently it can't wait because El Presidente doesn't have much time left and wants the Dark Knight to deliver his humble nation from El Papagayo's bondage? This comic needs some random dancing. Like, right now. Oh, bless you, DJ Smeargore. So, what does Commissioner Gordon think of Batman and Robin leaving for a nation overrun by a guy with a parrot on his shoulder? By all means, Batman accepts. It's been pretty quiet here right now. We can spare you, and your visit would be a wonderful affirmation of our good neighbor policy. I mean, it's not like any of your rogues gallery are out on the loose or anything. Over the Caribbean, Batman and Robin talk about the mission. The president decided it'd be hard to find another boy like you, Robin, so we'll just concentrate on a Batman. It'll be job enough. I understand he's going to parade the cream of the country's manhood before us to be tested for the job. This 1940s dialogue was so not fly today. Seriously, we've had the Joker's boner gag running through a whole comic. I know language changes over the years, and changes meaning, but my god, this comic. The dynamic duo arrive at Mantegua to a hero's welcome. They take the limo to see the dying president and find a nice cave for the future Batman, since they can't get a Batmobile for this wild terrain. They pick out a bat horse and visit the president to pick out weapons, which turn out to be guns. Come on, Batman never uses a gun or a knife. The president wonders how the South American Batman is supposed to fight crime without weapons, and Bats replies with a whip. After that display, they hold auditions for the next Batman, and are very critical of the choices. This needs to be a reality show on Fox. Simon Cowell can host. After their exhaustive search, they finally find the right man to be Bat-Hombre. He's got the detective skills. He's got the abilities to be the Bat. He doesn't even have hockey pads. But all is not right with this twirly mustached man. After you explained it, the utility belt, I will use it against you for crime. This is what background checks are for, Batman. You need to find a wayward orphan first, and then he'd have to be Robin before you can even think about being Batman. While Bats is pleased with himself, Bat-Hombre visits El Papagayo and laughs about how they will find out all of Batman's secrets, and unknown to him, the parrot tore his uniform. The Bat-Hombre goes to Batman, and when asked about the suit, he says a hawk did it. The world's greatest detective knew it was a lie, as only a parrot can make those kind of marks. The dynamic duo confront him on the markings, and he's actually surprised he got caught. Dude, couldn't you have at least moved the sash to the other shoulder? Bat-Hombre points out that telling the president the truth would crush the old man's heart, and Robin says that they need a plan. After all, he says that there are no other Batman anywhere. Right now, Dick. Wait a few decades. Faced with the problem, Batman decides to dress up as Bat-Hombre and infiltrate the crime lord's lair? Couldn't you have just done that as yourself? Before facing El Papagayo, he pays a visit to the dying president and pretends to be the Bat-Hombre, while the real one escaped using the utility belt he was given.
I am too smart. I am too smart. I am too smart. I am too smart. S-M-R-T. S-M-A-R-T.
Bat-Hombre escapes and hopes to find Batman before he defeats El Papagayo. Meanwhile, Bats is riding on a horse hoping to find the villain. Robin slips as a pair of ambush. Hey! Batman, is that you? When do I ever yell like that, Robin? After the skirmish, Robin goes to check to see if the Bat-Hombre that didn't fall was the real deal. And did Bat-Hombre fall to his death? I like this comic already. All joking aside, Batman and Robin team up to stop the parrot and were summarily captured. All seem to be lost as Bats comes up with a plan just before being confronted with the parrot. He plans to use the berries to trick the bird. Right here I can picture the dynamic duo snickering behind this character's back. El Papagayo wonders what to do about the dynamic duo as the parrot comes up with a brilliant plan. This leads me to believe that the bird is the real criminal mastermind here, because obviously El Papagayo isn't playing with a full deck. Papagayo takes the peers of the Ring of Death and foolishly hands whips to them, saying, "Go on, start whipping each other." In what universe would... You know what? Never mind. I'm almost done this comic. I want to finish this damn thing. Instead of whipping each other, the dynamic duo used the whips to latch onto a nearby tree branch. Using the whip in their fighting tactics, they make short work out of Papagayo and his men. Bats makes a quick joke, and the police deliver a sad message after the goons were all caught. The president has died. Batman said that at least he died a happy man now that his country was freed from El Guapo. El Papagayo. Batman and Robin fly back to Gotham City and discuss why the plan worked, and pat themselves on the back over another day being saved. What do I think about this comic? Well, to paraphrase my good friend Linkara, this comic sucks! Why? Why did this story need to be told? From what I hear, Batman Incorporated took this basic concept and made it a relative success. In it, Bruce trains an international group of Batmen and women. It's a great idea, even if it's silly. Even silly-sounding ideas can work. This comic hasn't aged well. The dialogue suits the time period it was written in. The action is rushed, and the dialogue is slightly racist, and very dodgy in spots by today's standards. The only thing I liked about this comic was the artwork. Batman inadvertently killing someone leaves a very bad taste in my mouth. Yes, he killed in the 40s, but I don't know. At least some of the Dark Knight skills were present in this book. If you add the fact that Bat-Hombre is still technically Batman, it makes for a very misleading story. He was supposed to be training a new Batman, and the guy ends up dying. I feel kind of ripped off. The story didn't deliver, and our supposed Bat-Hombre turned out to be a jerk. At least DC took the concept of having many Batmen from different countries and ran with it in recent years. Thankfully, we haven't seen any Bat-Hombres running around. That just about does it for this negative review. I'm going to go find some good comics to read to wash the bad taste out of my mouth. But first, I need to find the film Renegado.
Damn it, I was hoping this review will open your eyes to the wild world of angry reviewing.
I'm going to hurt you.
Chris, why are you looking at me like that?
T-Bone Smash!
Ah! Oh dear!
T-Bone Smash! I love the cat.